Reuters reporting this morning Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau plans to step down and resign after leading Canada's ruling Liberal Party for 9 years. Joining us now to discuss this and more is Washington insider Armstrong Williams. Good morning to you, sir. Happy New Year.
Good morning. Same to you.
Trudeau has, as we know, had a number of issues the past couple of years, but calls for him to resign really began growing last month when his finance minister, when she stepped down after she pushed back against his proposals for more spending. Reuters also says couple that with these record budget deficits, with inflation, a botched immigration policy, and he's got some of the lowest numbers at the polls right now. How significant is this, Armstrong, and what does this mean for the U.S. ultimately?
Well, obviously, the finance minister, Freeland, was just a tip of the iceberg. Many people don't realize these illegals that are in Canada are robbing, stealing vehicles, breaking in homes. I mean, they're creating terror on everyday citizens throughout Canada. We speak often to citizens. Trudeau's approval rating is beyond low. It's worse than Joe Biden's were at his lowest point here in the United States. The supply chain is still not thriving as it should be. Canadians have lost faith in him. His Liberal Party, before they have their national meeting on Wednesday where they would vote him out, is giving him an opportunity today to save face by stepping down and resign. And when Donald Trump referred to Canada as the 51st state, it just blew everything to shatters in Canada to really realize just how weak their prime minister had become.
Yeah, meantime, here in the U.S., President-elect Trump said America is back after Mike Johnson was reelected as Speaker of the House. And you know, Armstrong, he was elected during the first round of voting, unlike his predecessor's 15-round battle that we saw back in 2023. Does this mean we're going to see more of a unified GOP, do you think, who will get Trump's agenda across the finish line in the next few months?
Absolutely not. Mike Johnson has served three masters: a Democratic Congress whose votes he needs to get any legislation passed, Republicans who don't want to do anything to go against Trump's agenda, and then President Trump himself. He's on thin ice. How he governs and satisfies all three of his masters is just going to be something to watch. But listen, he's vulnerable because it's all about 3 votes. If he loses 3 votes, it's over for him. He has to maintain that he can always get those 3 votes, no matter what he tries to pass in this 119 Congress.
Meantime, one thing that almost all GOP senators agree on is a review of the Bourbon Street attack and what they say are the many failures of law enforcement. Senate Majority Leader John Thune was on Meet the Press yesterday. I was listening to his interview, and he said, you know, Americans, as we know, have lost trust in the FBI, and he said there should be consequences for the failures that allowed incidents like last week's terror attack in New Orleans. What's your thoughts?
It is easy when you're out of power to sit in judgment and play Monday morning quarterback. It is a fact. We can get it right 1,000,000 times, but they need to get it right once. And this guy got it right. If someone's determined, it's hard to stop them. We can do the best that we can. And for you to assume something like this could not happen on Donald Trump's watch with his nominee who's Kash Patel, I mean, you got to be kidding me. We live in a different era. Those ISIS cells are here. We've got to live with it, and we've got to do the best we can to navigate it and stop it before it happens.
Yeah, and unfortunately, those ISIS cells, a lot of them are here as a result of the failed border policies of the Biden-Harris administration. Right. Washington insider Armstrong Williams, thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you, Jan.